And we also have school spirit and assemblies and challenges that connects people within their grades together to form that sense of community. And also the fact that we have a smaller school size allows us to get to know each and every single student a lot better.
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private and independent schools to bring you insights into school programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administration. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
What I appreciate the most about York is honestly the teachers. I remember every single one of my teachers that I've ever had at York for each grade in each class, and I remember them because they were not only so kind and so compassionate, but they also just had such a passion for what they were teaching, and the amount of support and the amount of care they put into each and every student was honestly just so exceptional. And it's because of them I not only learned just so many new things throughout my time at York, but I also learned to appreciate what I was learning and gain really valuable life skills, and also just learned the importance of what it can mean to be a supportive leader. And for a lot of my teachers, they were incredible mentors and incredible leaders that really helped me develop as a person that I am today. So really, I've got to say that the most appreciative thing that I have about York is the teachers, because they have some fantastic ones. And I'm so happy that I was able to be a part of their classroom. What differentiates York from other schools is the sense of community. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we do have a smaller community. I hear from friends who have graduating classes of up to 400 or even 500 people, and grades where sometimes you might not even know anybody within a different grade. But at York, you're going down the hallway to class and you'll bump into at least 10 people that you know or that you've talked to. And of course, you're going to bump into your friends. I think what's great about York is that because we have that small size, that's not a burden. It's an opportunity to meet other students and to really form close bonds. And for students interacting with their teachers, that's really important too, because I got to know all of my teachers on an individual basis, whether it be for extra help, office hours, whatever it may be. So I was able to get the support as a student. And hopefully for teachers, that smaller size allows them to also get to know the students a lot better and be able to have those kinds of quality interactions that both students and teachers want with each other. The three personality traits I would characterize York would be empathetic, ever-growing, and inquisitive. I think, again, because of just such the kind and compassionate community, teachers and students are really understanding of each other's needs and what people need to help succeed, both in school and out of school. But what I also love about York is that it's constantly trying to evolve, and that growth is always centered on the student perspective, whether it be the hard material things such as creating new spaces and upgrading facilities for students to enhance learning, or the smaller things that happen more at the student level through student council or through organizational practices, just making sure that student life is more spirited. I think those go a long way to help boost student interaction and just that sense of community. But York is also a place where I found a lot of great students who are constantly asking questions and thinking about what to do in the future. So that's why I think that York would definitely be an inquisitive person, because they're always asking questions and trying to critically think about what's yet to come and what we can do right now to help solve any problems or issues or tackle anything in the future. And also, York has a lot of humility in the sense that because we want to constantly grow, there's also a sense that, of course, there are opportunities for growth and there are limitations in what we're doing right now. And I think York does a very good job at trying to reflect on those limitations and trying to see what to do moving forward. So I appreciate that aspect of humility and that growth too. I think there's no single correct response to this question of what connects the students at school, because I think any answer you provide to what connects students at York is going to be absolutely correct. We have some incredible high achieving students who really get to know one another because they're passionate about what they're studying and what they're learning about. And we also have school spirit and assemblies and challenges that connects people within their grades together to form that sense of community. And also the fact that we have a smaller school size allows us to get to know each and every single student a lot better. And I love and really appreciate the fact that we have outdoor education as a part of our program, particularly in grade 9 and even in grade 6, 7, 8, and 10 too with Challenge Week. That allows us to really get to know the people within our grade, but outside of the classroom. So I think there's a lot of opportunities for students to get to know each other, not only within each grade, but also across grades too. So that way you can have a better sense of community. And I really learned from my personal experience that I was able to interact with people through the mentorship program, through student council, through debate. I was able to really befriend people from as young as grade 6 to as old as grade 12. So I think extracurriculars too played an invaluable part of connecting the school community together. I believe one of York's critical values is leadership. I think leadership has been such an important part of York's structure as a school, not only through its teachers who are invaluable towards helping students learn and grow and succeed beyond York, but also the amount of leadership that students are able to have within school. There's a really big emphasis, even starting in grade 6, for students to take leadership opportunities within co-curriculars to lead and help groups of students learn and practice new skills, especially when students enter the senior school. There's opportunities to become debate captains, mentors, junior school aftercare helpers, and all three of those amazing extracurriculars and initiatives I had the privilege of being a part of. And that was a great way for me to develop my own leadership skills and social skills too, and interact with so many people within the community. So leadership has really been a central part of York's success. I think another thing is also commitment, and that is ensuring that when students are going out to try new skills and to learn things, that they're committed and dedicated also. And the school has done a very good job at ensuring that through Challenge Week, students can learn those new skills, and they're committed and open to trying to foster that open-minded and compassionate community. So I definitely think that leadership and commitment are two very much interwoven values within York. York definitely made me feel like a more confident person. I graduated in 2020 at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, so unfortunately, our graduating class was unable to have a graduation ceremony. But I left even throughout the pandemic feeling so confident in my abilities, not just as a student, but also as a person, in my ability to help others, support others, and ask critical questions to hopefully one day support people in the future with whatever I do in my life. But I think one of the main things at York that really shaped who I am today was the debate program. I came in the debate program in grade 6 when it was first offered, and I was a super shy and super nervous kid who did not like asking any questions in class whatsoever. And one of my friends, who we've been friends since preschool, peer pressured me into joining debate, but it was very healthy peer pressure. It was more like, hey, you should just join debate just for the fun of it. And I was like, sure, but I'm not going to talk at all. And then 6 years went by, and I had gone to South Africa for the World Independent Debate and Public Speaking Championships, where I was one of the youngest competitors in the whole entire tournament to represent Canada in Cape Town, South Africa. I'd gone to national and provincial championships for debate and public speaking. And so I think that opportunity within the debate program really allowed me to be a more confident person. And so I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunities that York has provided. My perspective of York has definitely evolved, especially after I graduated in 2020 and started my undergraduate degree at McGill, where I'm currently studying a joint honors in geography and political science. And so I've had a fantastic time throughout my undergraduate degree, meeting new people, and also very fortunate to be doing quite well academically in both my first, second, and third year. But a lot of that had to do with the skills that I learned from York. So, in terms of my perspective of how York has evolved over time, I realized in university just how much York prepared me for university, not only in terms of just the nitty gritty assignments. For example, with university, there are a lot of guidelines that you need for each assignment, and being able to piece together what is expected of me was really important. And I learned that through going through the IB with York and how teachers always hammered in to make sure you read the question, to look over what are the expectations being asked of you, and are you fulfilling those expectations based on the work provided. And so those skills were definitely transferable over to my degree, where there's a lot of writing in geography and poli sci, and where you constantly have to critically think about what you're writing and whether it's important or not important to your argument. And so York definitely helped me prepare for university and for those academic expectations. And also in terms of just socializing with others, the ability to interact with people just so seamlessly, I found, was due to what I learned at York, because I had all these opportunities to lead initiatives and groups. I was the co-chair of student council, which was absolutely fantastic. And I had so much fun, but also felt so fulfilled at the same time. And now I'm one of the co-presidents of the Geography Society, the equivalent of a student council on the McGill Geography department. And so that was a huge boost for me to be able to have those skills from York. So I think, in terms of my perspective overall, just to sum it up, I realized just how much York prepares you for university life, particularly. And I think that was just such a great asset that has really helped me succeed beyond York. The first reason why I'd recommend York to other families is firstly because of the teachers. And I've said this so much, but it really is true because of just how much the teachers care about students and their success. And what's so important about the word success for teachers at York is they don't just want students to succeed academically. They see that's a very important step towards their future. However, they're also talking about their social ability to just interact with others, form close relationships and bonds, and to ensure that everybody's mental health is doing well and it's sustainable. And so I think that's one of the major reasons I'd recommend York to other families. Another thing, too, is because of the IB program at York. And it is a very rigorous and challenging program, but York does a very good job at setting up the expectations and what is needed for students and helps guide them along the way with their advisors, with their extended essay supervisors, with people and teachers helping them out with their co-curriculars and university preparation, and also just ensuring that they're doing well. So the IB program was a really big help. And then finally, and one thing that really helped me, is York taught me how to ask for help. As somebody who was incredibly shy and incredibly nervous growing up, I didn't ask any questions in class, never raised my hand or volunteered for anything because I was too scared. But York taught me how to seek out support whenever I was having any problems, in terms of whether I was stuck on a math question or had questions about an assignment. What York does is really instills confidence in students that it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to ask questions and it's okay to be confused, because that's part of the learning process. And I think York, in terms of their teachers, made that welcoming and safe environment for that to happen. So I'm really appreciative of that. I would say to any prospective parent who is sending their child to York is that your child is going to be in great hands. The teachers are remarkable, the students are even more so, and just how kind and compassionate and supportive everyone is, and how much people want to see each other succeed. your child is going to be in such a welcoming and safe space where there's not going to be this bitter competition for the best grades or popularity contests, but rather you're going to be in a space where your child is going to want to learn, which sounds ridiculous and crazy. But when you're at York, you find something that you are passionate about and that you want to learn more about. And that is going to help drive you through York and just be so successful too. And another great thing that I would recommend to all parents is to encourage their student, their kid, to join extracurriculars, to join a sports team at York or join a club. We have such a wide variety of initiatives, community service events, and clubs at York, whether it be debate or even Dungeons and Dragons Club, which was up and coming when I was at York. I have joined so many different clubs when I was in middle school. I was in a Minecraft club in grade 7 and grade 8. I was in debate. I was a mentor, a junior school aftercare helper. I was in the latch hooking club. I was in open studio where we got to just paint whatever we wanted. And so there's so many different opportunities for such a wide array of skill sets and passions and interests for every student. So I really recommend that if you're nervous about your student just trying to integrate within the community, just know that co-curriculars are not mandatory, but are a great way to experience the spirit and the community life at York. So I'd really recommend joining just even one or two, seeing how they're going, and knowing that they're quite low commitment. And so if you want to proceed and do more with that club, then that's on you. And you have the opportunity to also lead that club and have that initiative and opportunity to be able to create different clubs and also change the structure of the club should you wish, and really help others and recruit people too. So there's not only more opportunity for your child to get involved, but then also later down the line, also be that person that new students look up to for advice and for support and for care. So people really like to pass down the love and support down the line at York. And so your student and your child may one day be helping lead new students who are really excited but also nervous too, just like you probably are. And just know that it's totally natural to feel nervous. My mom always felt so nervous sending me to school, even though I went to York every single year from preschool to grade 12. It is such a natural feeling. But like my mom always taught me, is that if you're nervous, it means you care. And if you care, it means you're going to succeed. And so I always keep that mantra with me going forward. So no matter what, if you're a student, if you're a parent of a prospective student too, is to just keep that mentality that it's okay to be nervous, because that's how you're going to grow and meet people. And before you know it, you're going to be laughing with friends in the cafeteria and just having a blast.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.